Okay, so let's adjust that a little bit. So we are going to play Majestic13, and we have our setup rolling. I will show, well, let's first off say what happened last time. So last time we had some injuries. Cap was went to the med centre and was all clear. Speedy got a questionable wound, which means Speedy is out for this mission. Tank rolled a died, but then we utilised our medical centre, our emergency medical facility, to re-roll one post-game med check, and Tank rolled a fine. Doc got an all clear. We managed to get no, we tried to get sighting HUDs, 2 sighting HUDs. We failed both, but we did get the weapons department giving us +1 weapon damage. So we got that. So because Speedy is out for this game, Tank has taken Doc's SA-80 and is not going to be taking the shield or the restraining taser. And Tank and Doc has taken Speedy's SA-80 with the targeting assist attached, so Doc will get a +2. This is, as we can see from the table, we are doing mission 3, which is the wilderness in wilderness. We'll utilise both cameras, so we can see we have we're being deployed in a field of corn in the bottom corner. We have our force squad has split in 2. You can see one there, and the other one is over here. They count as Ravagers, so we'll use the Ravager AI. So we have one here and one over here. So they're the Ravager AI. They have 30 hit points each, defense of 27, and acuity of 21. So our initiative order, they have a combat of 24, dex of 25, fortitude of 17, science of 12. They have plasmatic armor, which means that they reduce all weapon damage which is not got the energy keyword by 3 points to a minimum of 1. They have responsive reflexes, which means they can roll twice to clear the restrained condition. They never go into an extremis for the AI, but if they're out of action, they will use concussive explosive, which means their suit basically will detonate. And then when their suits detonate, they do damage to everyone around them. They have some plasma grenades, which will be the first time we've used. Oh, I suppose Cap has his grenade launcher, but it doesn't really count as grenade, which means that if any of the team are within 12 inches of one of the force and they're within 6 inches of the other, they will use a grenade instead of using a plasma attack. And they have a pulse rifle, and they have pulse rifles, which is a ranged energy rolling combat +24, which is their combat. If this weapon scores a critical hit, it deals an extra 2d6 damage. And that is about it, I think. Just as a reminder, the team, the Brave Sox, are a rapid response team, so they get a +5 initiative. They are Sector 6. Because they have the urban infiltration base, it means they get +5 initiative in urban. Because this is wilderness, they do not get +5. Special mission, enemies -5 initiative on the first round. So on the first round of combat, the force counts as having a 16 and then a 6. So they will go at the same time as Doc on the first round, and then they will go last of all on the first round, which is good, because otherwise the initiative normally will be the force on 21, then Cap on 18, Doc on 16, Snipes on 14, Tank on 13, and the force again on 11. Anytime somebody misses the force on a ranged attack, the force get to go. And I know that's 5 minutes worth of time, but that then encapsulates everything. What we'll now do is, I don't think there's anything else. I'm pretty sure I remember how to play, which is a change for me. We will jump straight into round 1. So round 1, we start off with Cap for this first turn, because they get -5 initiative on the first round. Special mission, that's it. This is mission 3, because the team now has a rating of 3, so this is special mission 3. But I'll read it to you. As it is a special mission, and Adam and Vance went to the trouble, Vince rather, went to the trouble of writing it. Read the following before playing the challenge. Your team rolled out expecting another alien creature. You had some success dealing with these terrible creatures so far. No, we haven't. Your team has finally started to feel like they were getting the hang of exactly what was necessary. No, we haven't. All the while believing that humanity was on the winning side of this shadow war. And apparently there is one. Well, not shadow war, but there's shadow government. False, it seems, has other ideas. As your team is dropped into a forest glade expecting another alien encounter, they find themselves surrounded by an enemy strike team. So yeah, I made this out of this is a very cheap doormat that I got from Big W, and then so which camera you got? Let's change to this one. A very big doormat, which I then stuck on some MDF with super glue, and then I based the exposed parts. I quite like it. So our Cap goes first. Cap has a dex of 10, so he can run 10 inches. So probably his best bet is to run into cover. So let's say he's got 1 inch to there, then he'll take so that's 1.5 inches, so 2 inches, so that would be 3, so that would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Cap is going to run across, vault over this fence here, then run across behind cover there. Yep, you caught that. And then Cap is going to shoot at this lead false member with his grenade launcher at the moment where the false has dropped, and I did do it according to the map here, according to the map in the book. Hopefully you can see that, and this hasn't gone all blurry and out of focus. You can see according to the map in the book that we have this field, we have the grass on either side and stuff, and they are deployed into these areas here. So Cap doesn't, for once, have to attack with them in cover. Cap has a combat of 18, they have a defense of 27. We rolled a 19. A 19, I think, is a crit for Cap. Cap has a combat of 18, so he crits on a 19 and 20. So he has a critical attack against this one here. So that's an 18 minus 4, 14, making that 33. So a 33 hits. So he does 4d6 plus 1 damage because we have a weapon department, plus 1 damage because of his skill. So doing 4d6 plus 2, doubled as it's a crit, being 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 18, doubled is 36. Does Cap get and they have 30 hit points. Cap gets a kill on his first shot. Oh my gosh. So I hope I haven't done that wrong. So Cap shoots a rocket, a grenade from his gun. It hits this fella here, who just just explodes. Its armour then does a huge amount of static electricity seems to build up around the armour, and false members are immune within all team members within 12 inches of the model must succeed on a false stat check or suffer 3d6, so within 12 inches. So god damn, that Cap is only just out of, no, Cap is in. That's 12 inches. Well, if that was me, I would demand that was within 12 inches. So, okay, so Cap is within 12 inches. So is Cap going to get killed? Cap takes him out and then Cap dies. Cap needs to make a fault check versus 23. Cap's fault is 11. So Cap needs to roll a 12. Rolling a 10, he fails. Cap takes 3d6 damage. The armour of this explodes. These hunker down, taking no damage at all. Cap takes 3d6 damage and is stunned. So Cap takes 10 points damage. Putting Cap on 16 hit points. Whoa, they say we best keep away from these fellas. And Cap is now stunned, which means from memory it's a half move and it's a fault check to relieve the stun. Okay, next we have Doc. What's Doc's movement? Doc's movement is 13. Doc could go and heal Cap. Cap may be the most useful member at the moment because Cap can knock these things out. So Doc might run up. He needs to be within 1 inch to do heal, doesn't he? So Doc is going to do 13 towards that. So that was 10. So Doc can definitely get to here with his 13. And then Doc is going to use his medical kit to heal Cap. To keep Cap up, even though they're down 1, it's probably more important to keep Cap up. Healing 1d6 plus 4. Ooh, giant is not true ever. Healing 6 points of Cap, taking Cap to 22. That's alright, you can survive that. Now the false members will go. Alright, so within 12. So what do we have for Revenger? Starts its activation with one. No. Starts its activation with one insurance. No. Starts activation outside of one insurance enemies and has an area attack option available to it. Yes. These two are together, so they could both run. So this one will run to here and then try and throw a grenade at these. And this one will run. I think this one can get over to here with their move. So this is going to run to here, throw a grenade at these two. This will move to here, throw a grenade at these two. Within 12 inches, within 12 inches, within 20 inches. What will these do? And this one is going to get some height. Are they all just going to throw it? Well, they all can get. So this, they dart to here to throw a grenade. I mean, yeah, it might have. What's the dex? Did I say 25? Yes. We'll move behind the tree into cover, throw a grenade. We'll move behind the tree to throw a grenade at these two. These are Eldari that I'd got from eBay quite cheap. I haven't played Warhammer in ages, and so I didn't even really strip them. I just used contrast paint over the top of them, and then did a highlight with dry brush, and then used some of the Armour Painter's speed paint silver to do parts of the armour. So we have, what is this plasma grenade again? That are within 6 inches of each other. Okay, so these two will throw grenades at Cap and Doc. They need to make a dex check on 21 or suffer 3d6 damage and be blinded. So Doc has a dex of 13, and so Doc rolls a 14, so Doc passes, and Cap rolls an 8. I think Cap fails. Dex, yeah, so Cap only gets an 18, so Cap takes 3d6 damage. Cap takes 5, 10, 12 points of damage and is blinded, which we'll use a blue. We'll have to look that up. I don't think anyone's been blinded before. So that's 12 points from the grenade and is blinded. So Cap is now on 10 hit points. And then we've got the other two. So we've got Snipes has a dex of 6 and Tank has a dex of 13. So Snipes 14 plus 6 is 20. So Snipes fails. No, that's not. That's this one. 21. Yeah, so 20. So fails. And Tank rolls a 2. Tank fails. So both of them fail. They're both blinded. Tank takes 4, 5, 6 points of damage. Putting Tank on 25. And Snipes takes, wow, 10, 13 points of damage. Putting Snipes on 12. Wow, they best take these people out quite quickly. Both are blinded. Okay. Next we have, so Doc went, then they went. Now Snipes has to go. I don't know how you relieve blinded. So stunned is fortitude, blinded is dex, and they need to make a target number of 20. So Snipes, who goes next, needs to make a target number of 20. His dex is 6. Where did I put those d20s? I mean, we took one down. Yes, he got it. He got it. So Snipes is no longer blinded. Do you know the one thing I didn't do? Saw what the effect of blinded is. Blinded. The model does not have line of sight to any other model and automatically fails any execution support. So basically, you can't see. Doesn't make sense. This makes sense. So Snipes hasn't moved. So Snipes does not register cover. Snipes is going to shoot. I mean, if that blows, they get caught in the thing in the wave anyway. So Snipes is going to attempt to shoot this one up here. How did I throw all the grenades? I can't remember if I threw. I don't think I did throw all the grenades, did I? Ah, well. If I did, they'd all be dead anyway. I'm assuming this is the way it works. I mean, you know, let's take into consideration I've just been lenient and I understand that, but I'm not going to watch this video back and check to then catch up. We'll just move on because the team is either going to otherwise get obliterated. So Snipes is going to shoot the guy up on top of the rock. Snipes has a combat of 16. He rolled an 8, which would make it a 24, which does not beat their defense of 27. So Snipes misses. Snipes should really then, but he's only got a dex of 6. He might, if he legs it, just to be away from Tank, because otherwise, so that I'd say is double move, so he could only get 3 inches. Because he wants to be outside of 6 inches of Tank, so he doesn't get grenaded. So he's going to move the 3 inches across the terrain to go behind this fence. So he's in amongst the grass behind the fence. Tank is now going to... Tank is going to have to try and relieve his blind. Tank rolls a natural 1. So Tank is blind. Tank can't do anything, so he can't shoot anyone. he is going to try and push through this grass to that fence there. He's still blind. Snipes missed, so all the this is going to be over fast. I think they're just going to rip through the team, surely. All right, let's say that they will shoot now. Everybody is in cover. They will all take a shot at someone, but they have to take it via cover. They have a ranged combat of 24. This one here. Yep. This one here will attempt to shoot a Doc. This one here will attempt to shoot a Cap. This one here will attempt to shoot a Snipes. This one here will attempt to shoot a Tank. This one here will shoot at whomever has survived. So against Doc, we have 2 5s. So 5 and 5 plus a combat of 24 gives a 29, which does not actually hit Doc, which is quite surprising. This one tries to shoot Cap, which is an 11 plus 24 gives us a 35, doing 2d6 plus 1 energy damage, which could theoretically knock Cap out, which does, as I rolled double 6, so Cap, who has our heavy hitter gun that we really needed, is out. I mean, I'm not a tactical genius by any stretch of the imagination, but these seem to be particularly difficult. This one tries to shoot at Snipes, a 10 and a 4. I don't think it's going to hit, so 4 plus 24, so 28, missing. And then this attempts to shoot at Tank, which gives us an 8 base plus 24 gives us 32 hitting, doing 2d6 plus 1, 6 plus 1, 7 points against Tank. Tank may be the only one left, putting Tank down to 18 hit points. Okay, so that was then because they got missed from Snipes, and then Tank already went, and now it's their final turn, which at this turn is on round 6. They will do the same thing, I guess, and this I am going to predict will be the round that they all die. So they get to now go again. They are all in okay position. So first, this one is going to attempt to shoot Doc. If he gets Doc and kills Doc, then this one is going to attempt to maneuver up and shoot at Snipes. And if he kills Snipes, then these are just going to kill Tank, because if 3 of them shoot Tank, Tank's down. So first off, the shot against Doc here. Oh, that missed. That probably misses. That does miss. That's a 27, missing. So this one is going to maneuver around the tree to here, where it does have a good shot on Doc. 5, which is a 29, missing. Wow. So this one will hold off because this one might have to kill Doc. This one over here is going to pop around the tree, taking shots at Snipes. A 4, rolling a 28 and missing. And this one will shoot at Tank, who's huddled behind that brick, rolling a 2 and missing. This one will pick on Doc, who's left out in the open, because these will throw a grenade next turn at these two. Rolling a 4 plus the 24, missing. Wow. That being the end of turn 1. So we should have rolled foobar at the beginning of that. A 5 plus a 1 is a 6, so foobar would have gone off. So let's do that now. Let's really mess everything up right now. Where is foobar? D20. 8 terrain collapse, so some trees blow up. I mean, yeah, this isn't the way you're supposed to do it, but I think it's all going a bit back. Even though they all missed, that was just pure luck. I don't think we're going to take someone else down. We might just combine fire on that one up on the top bit there if we get a chance to, but they get to go again at the beginning of this. Some of these trees, from that explosion, some of these, from the explosion from that one, some of these trees are going to fall over. But it's alone in the woods, so nobody hears it. So we don't actually notice it. So we'll go beginning around 2. If we called in an airstrike, I mean, so far we've been okay because one person has survived. I think it's not going to look good for these. This really isn't looking good. That first opening salvo I got quite excited by. Alright, normal turn, force act on 21. They go first. They're messaging each other saying, oh my god, get your act together, lads. This one is going to manoeuvre across the trees to behind here. So it has a good shot, but actually that's no cover on Doc. So it will just roll. Nat 1. That misses. Doc's the luckiest little fella. This one will shoot at Doc. I will say now it has no cover. 19. That hits. Doc takes 2d6 plus 1. Taking 6 points plus 1, 7 points. Doc is on 12 points. Now Cap goes, no, Doc goes. So Doc is going to have to act and do something. So Doc needs to reposition himself into some form of cover behind there. He's going to attempt to actually create himself some cover behind here, and then leaning out, take a shot on this one. It didn't get to have cover on him. He won't get to have cover on him. Rolling an 8. So that's an 18. So that's a 20. So that misses. Next we have Snipes. Snipes will attempt to shoot through the trees to this one who's been shooting at Snipes, so they're exchanging fire. Snipes won't move, which means that he doesn't get the cover bonus. This one doesn't get cover bonus. Snipes got a 14, pretty sure that hits. So that would make a 30 total against their 27. Snipes didn't move, so he does a 2d6 plus 5 because of all of the pluses, which means which is plus 1 for the weapon and plus 1 for Snipes' combat score, which is 2d6 plus 5, doing 10 points of damage to that one, which means I need, so if he's got 10 points of damage, I need to go and hold on, I've got my dice here. So they have 30 hit points. He has taken 10 points of 10 hit points. He has 20 hit points left. I have a whole bunch of d20s here. He is on 20 hit points. So that was Snipes. Tank goes next. Tank will attempt to clear his blind, which I said was Dex. Didn't I say that was Dex? He rolled a 2, so he fails again, which means he can draw no line of sight to anyone, so he can't open fire on anyone. Yes. How long's this been going for? This says 10 minutes. How long? Let me check over here, because I'm considering calling in the aid and just running away. So half hour. So this has been going half hour, and I am in two minds, because otherwise we have lost and we'll all die and bad stuff happens. So maybe we'll really, tank needs to clear that blind status. I will not use the aid to call for an airstrike, which is what I normally do. We will need to get some of these down, because at the moment we are still facing 5 of them. Hopefully we can survive this next round, and then in round 3, if tank, we will call an airstrike. Though round 3, we might get to round 5, but they get to go now. Snipes missed. No, snipes hit. Did anyone miss? Doc missed. Doc missed, which means they all get to go twice. So they'll get to go twice, because I forgot about that. So tank didn't go. Now the force goes on 11. This one can't see Doc, so this one will maneuver around to here and open up on Doc. We'll say that Doc has cover. Just give Doc a chance. We've got a 6, which plus the 24 is a 30, so it hits. Doing 10 plus 1, doing 11 points of damage on Doc, leaving Doc on 1 hit point. So Doc is barely holding it together. This one here, I don't think this one here can maneuver and get a shot on Doc without Doc being in cover anyway, so it might as well shoot from where it is. At Doc, I mean, a bit of this is there's a lot of stationary play in this game, I find. I mean, I quite like the buildy part. We got a 6 and a 19, so the 6 plus the 24 gives a 30, means hitting. No matter what, that will take Doc out, because Doc was on 1 hit point. This one here will hold off and see what happens. The 20 hit point one isn't the best friends for snipes, and so the 20 hit point one will attempt to shoot at snipes. Snipes has cover. Minimum of 2 plus the 24 means 26, missing. This one here will attempt to open fire. We could have used the grenade to open fire on tank. This one here might be a bit daring, maneuver around into the field here. So it is going to dodge between these trees, come over the fence. It's got 25 decks, and come down here and hide in amongst the tall corn in the field and open fire across into tank, who has no idea what's going on. We'll say because tank's in amongst the grass, he's in amongst the grass, it's still with cover. A 5 plus the 24 making 29, meaning tank survives. And this one up here will maneuver up here. Then it won't have this one here is going to, what sort of move is that? Can you do that in 25? I think so. It looks like about 20. No, not even that, maybe less. Yeah, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, look at that. Exactly 20. And then it will fire down onto tank. 17 hitting. 2d6 plus whatever it is. Doing 10 plus 1, doing 11 points on tank, leaving tank down to 7 hit points. That was the bottom of the round for round 2. We will go to the top of the round for round 3. Before we go first, with their initiative of 21. So initiative of 21. Let's try changing the camera around, see if you... No, that doesn't really help, does it? Okay, initiative of 21. This one will attempt to shoot a tank. We'll do that first, because we've only got these two surviving, and these are also going to enclose and just, it's going to be a bloodbath down here. If they survive this, they will be so lucky. But we'll say they're both going to have cover because they're hunkered down next to the wall. So from the back they've got cover because of the grass, and from the front they've got cover because of the stone. They won't actually come and expose themselves. Yes, they could throw a grenade and they'd all be fine, but that's a bit of a boring ending. I mean, it's what they would really do, but we would hope that the real aliens that are piloting the UAPs that are travelling around in the sky, who seem to be quite playful, they dodge laser pointers, and they haven't initiated massive combat against the Peruvian Air Force that apparently shot at them, and they absorbed the bullets. So we're going to say they're a bit playful, and they're going to give, you know, they're giving the broken socks a go, trying to let them give a chance. So this one is the only one that doesn't have cover shot on tank. Rolling a 13, hitting with his plasma gun rifle, doing 8, doing 9 points of damage on tank. Tank only had 7. Tank goes down. Now we've got a whole bunch who have cover. So this one has cover. So Snipe has cover against this one. Sniper's cover against that one. Sniper's cover against that one. Sniper's cover against that one. So this one first. An 11 mean 35 hitting. Doing 8, doing 9 points of damage on Snipes. Snipes is now down to 3 hit points. So there's this one. Rotating round, we have the one behind the tree. It will run up to the fence, pop over the nice dry stone wall. Admire the craftsmanship of the stone wall. Rolling a 3 because of cover, being a 27, missing. This one could probably pop a shot as Snipes pops his head up from this tree across to here, and so Snipes has cover, but a 16 is the lowest number, so Snipes gets caught. If there's no way. If it rolls exactly 3, which is Snake Eyes plus the 1, I am going to say that Snipes stays up for this one who's got 20 hit points. No, it doesn't. Snipes takes 10 points of damage, and Snipes goes down. We have a total failure. If everyone goes down and it's a total failure, what happens then? I'm not too sure what happens then. Do they all, like, is that it? I mean, they obviously are going to wake up with, you know, male genitalia drawn on their face in Sharpie, and a strange taste, a strange tea baggy taste in their mouth. But what else happens? Ending missions. All missions last for 5 turns. All models activate its posture during each turn. At the end of the 5th turn, any time if your team is defeated, at any point all members of your team are out of action, the mission ends immediately and has failed. Okay, so the mission ends immediately and we have failed. That, sadly, is job done.